Hi babies! So I was going to do a video about all my scout builds. All my scout builds over explained. I was going to go through all my scout builds and explain them to you. Why I use what I do in what situation and things like that. It was long. It was so long. You see, I have 6 main scout builds. Medic Scout, Combat Scout, Heat Scout, Cryo Scout, Single Target Damage Scout, and my Escort and Ammo Efficient Scout. But under each tab, the combinations, there's about 18 loadouts. I've got about 18 loadouts, so I've got like 6 main builds. So what I'm going to do actually is just bring you a build every day. I'm going to bring you one of my personal scout builds each day, so you can. I'm going to over-explain it. You can take away what you like from them, go experiment and tweak them yourself, or whatever. Right. So today we're going to be taking a look at my Combat Scout loadout. I call it the Tessie Classic. It's my everything and one loadout. Really, it's the loadout I take if I'm dropping into random lobbies and I don't know what's waiting for me, and it's the loadout I take if I'm just going pure AoE, swarm clearing, cave clearing. I'm genociding everything. It's my genocide loadout, okay? I'm killing everything in sight. So we're going to be taking a look at that today. It's the closest thing I have to a main build. I mean, if I randomly drop into your lobby someday, this is probably the build I'll be carrying. It's the build I take if I want to win at all costs. Losing is not an option to me. Before I get started though, just note that I'm not saying these are the best builds. I'm not saying that you should be using them, or you know, somebody, you're not a good scout if you don't use them, or anything like that. I'm not like that. These builds are just my personal builds that I use, that I've crafted from my experience in Road to Legendary 3, where I became a Has-5 scout, and now beyond Legendary 3, where I'm honing those skills and tweaking and going up a level, doing it all again, just to refine my builds. These are just what work for me, for my playstyle and my skill level. These get me through Has-5 missions. So with that said, let's head to the equipment terminal over there and take a look at my Tessie Classic Combat Scout build. Boop! Hi! Okay, so as mentioned, I have 6 main loadouts. I have here my Combat Scout loadout, Escort and Ammo Efficient loadout. I've got my Fire and Aggressive Venting loadout, my Single Target Damage loadout. I go for pure damage on this one. My Cryo loadout, and my Medic Scout loadout, which doubles as my Salvage loadout as well. So those are my 6 main builds, but under each build I've got different loadouts. For example, for my Cryo, I mostly go with the Bolt Shark with Cryo bolts, but I've also got the Zux there already set up with Cryo Minelets, so I can just quickly switch depending on what I want to go with. Or my damage loadout, I've got LPA there. I've also got the SCC, or the AI Stability Engine. I've got Trifork, or I've got Gas Recycling, or I've got Jumbo Shells. So I can just quickly flick through. They're well organized. I don't change this one because this is specifically fire and my aggressive venting, but here I've got minimal clips and got the LMGK2. So I've got different got a boomstick with special powder there on my medic scout, so I can quickly flick through, and I've got different loadouts under my each build. And I'll release a video every day going through a different video, a different build each day that you can tweak and play with yourself or whatever. So today we'll be looking at the Tessie Classic, my combat scout build, over explained. Instead of just like giving you a build and go, yeah, I use this, that's it. I'm actually going to explain my choices and my logic behind it. Oh, don't pay much attention to the perks. Apart from combat scout and medic scout, I change all the perks depending on biome, mission type, mission modifier, my teammates. Are they greybeards? Are they greenbeards? Am I playing solo? They all change. But on medic scout, I'll always have shield link and always have field medic. And on combat scout, I'll always have iron will, and I'll always have berserker, and I'll always have vampire, because this is my I'm not going to lose this build. So what do we have here? I've got the Drac with impact deflection, bouncy bullets. I've got the Bolt Shark with bodkin points, and the Boomerang. For this build, I like to have my pickaxe on AoE damage. What I like about bouncy bullets is I'm a spray and prayer type player. I always have been. I am working on accuracy more. You'll see my single target damage and my medic scout. I sort of go for more accuracy these days. But this is my bread and butter right here. Bouncy bullets. I can just spray it into a swarm and let damage over time do the heavy work. With bouncy bullets, I'm guaranteed to hit something. I love bouncy bullets. So let's have a look at my mod tiers here and go through why I've chosen what I have. On tier 1, I go rate of fire, because for me, I prefer that faster rate of fire. I prefer getting more bullets out there. Improved thermals, less heat generated per shot. I'm not worrying too much about heat with this weapon, with this overclock at least. Projectile speed, I don't really need this. It's not for impact deflection anyway. I prefer the rate of fire, faster rate of fire, more bullets, more damage, more bullets bouncing. On tier 2, I go damage, of course. It's rare I take this build. If I take this build on an EDD, sometimes I'll go larger battery just to be a little more ammo efficient. And because of the faster rate of fire, it's still doing decent damage. I mean, I'm using this mostly for the bounce and for the damage over time of PCF, but we'll get to that in a minute. But mostly I default it onto damage. Tier 3, hot feet. I'm going for speed on this build. I want to be fast, I want to be bouncy, I want to be flying all over the place. So when I do overheat my weapon, sometimes I do it deliberately just for the hot feet. Like I'm in the middle of a swarm, I'll absolutely empty my clip into it and then whoosh, hot feet my way out of it without having to waste my grapple. I can then use my grapple for something else, like whoop, go revive a teammate that's down there 3 caves up. Tier 4, I go PCF. Now people will think this is a strange choice. They always question it in the RG chat. They always question me. Why are you going PCF instead of splash damage on bouncy bullets? Well, because in a Has 5 swarm, the swarms are so big you're guaranteed to hit. You're guaranteed to hit something. And as said, the 20% chance to electrocute on hit, plus the faster rate of fire, the damage over time is insane on PCF. It's absolutely broken and overpowered at the minute. So it beats splash damage, and I angle the weapon to like bounce off a guard or bounce off a Praetorian into the swarm. So I've got an entire swarm being slowed by the electrocution and being fried, and I just need to spray in their general direction and then run away. And you'll hear it like 3 seconds after, you'll just hear them all die. It's amazing. I do still take splash damage sometimes, say Swarmageddon. Comes in handy for Swarmageddon, because then you do get the 2 times splash. You actually don't get the 2 times electrocution. But I still prefer taking PCF. Armor breaking, I never take, especially not on bouncy bullets. I might take it on Opa sometimes if I'm expecting twins, or you know, if I'm going to the salt pits. But armor breaking is a bit funky in this game. It doesn't really work the way it should, and the Drak's already 100% armor breaking. So with impact deflection, definitely I go PCF. If it's Swarmageddon, then maybe splash damage is worth it then. And for tier 5, I go thermal feedback loop. That is when your weapon is above 50% heat, you get a faster rate of fire. And the trick is with this mod, is to keep an eye on the Drak's heat. On the back of the Drak, you see the scope. It's got a little heat meter there. You can see the heat meter. You just keep it above 50 and below 90, and you've got a nice steady rate of fire. Just learn to discipline your trigger finger and burst fire. Keep it above 50 and below 90. I actually use a mod to help with this these days. I downloaded last week the crosshair heat mod. I forgot the name of it, but I'll put a link in the description. And what it does, it just gives you the heat meter on your crosshair. It actually shows you, so you don't have to keep taking your eyes off your target to look at the meter on the scope at the back of the Drak. It just shows you on the crosshair when you're about to overheat. And then you can just let it go down to 50% and then fire again. So this is my Combat Scout Impact Deflection build. This has carried me through so many Has-5 missions, both solo and multiplayer. This is actually the build I took on my EDD. If you haven't seen that yet, the link's up there in the top right corner. Boop. There it is. This is the build I used for that. 1000 kills, 0 downs. So that's what I call this, my, you know, everyone and f***ing build. Okay, Bolt Shark. What have I got on here? I have the bodkin points. Bolts penetrate and ricochet off enemies. It kills up to 3 enemies, or at least bounces off 3 enemies. It depends which enemy it's hitting. The downsides is less direct damage and longer reload time. So what have I got on here? I have chem bolts, because I'm not f***ing around on this build. If I'm taking this build, I'm not here to play. I'm not here to play nanny. I'm not here to distract bugs. I'm not here to play. I'm here to commit genocide. So I take chem bolts. Swarms aren't a problem if the swarm doesn't exist, right? On tier 2, I take damage for the reasons stated in the overclock. You do get less damage. You only get 55 damage, but it's bouncing off 3 enemies. It's usually enough to take out grunts. Triad Jaws, this is great for Mac Terror Plague as well if you don't have Cryo. But it's basically for swarm clear. And the stun on the bolts is great. You're stunning 3 enemies at the same time if you're not killing them. And you need the damage on here, really, because with anything else, you just... I've tried it. I've tried like taking more ammo, and I've tried taking more special bolts, more chem bolts. But at that point, you're really not killing anything. But with this, I'm swarm clearing. I'm swarm clearing easily. Okay, tier 3, I take reload speed, because as it says here, longer reload time. So I take the reload speed on here. On tier 4, movement speed. Move faster for a short time after killing an enemy. As I said, this is my most mobile speedy scout. With exception maybe my ready scout if I'm taking special powder. But this one I'm zipping and zooping and whooshing and wishing around. Because I've got hot feet on my Drek. I've got this, I've got momentum on my grapple. I'm flying all over the place. I need this really because of the reload time. I can fire my bodkin points, whoosh, zip away from the swarm that's oncoming, reload, fire another bodkin points, whoosh. Okay, and I've still got my grapple there. I don't have to keep wasting my grapple, because your grapple has a cooldown, and 3 seconds in the middle of a Has-5 swarm is a long time, okay? So I like to have all options available to me to move quickly. And tier 5 I go magnetic shafts. This puts out more damage to bugs in an electrical field. When paired with Brohead, I'm still taking, 3 grunts out at the same time. So when all 3 teammates are down and I'm the last one up, I'm swarm clearing pretty quickly with this build. Now you're probably asking, but you're not taking IFGs, you're taking Boomerang, and you're not taking Taser Bolts. Well, the Boomerang doesn't just stun, it shocks, it electrocutes. So magnetic shafts work against bugs that are electrocuted by the Boomerang. Bodkin points bounces off 3 enemies, and the Boomerang bounces off 9. So in the middle of a swarm, when I Boomerang and there's 9 stunned enemies, well, now I'm bouncing off 3 of them affected by electricity. You see my thinking there? There's 3 stunned bugs. Bam! All 3 stunned bugs are dead. Right? This is my favourite build. This is the closest thing I have to a main build. So what do you say we go down to Hoxie's on the solo and have a look at how it performs and how we use my Tessie Classic. Let's see how the Combat Scout performs. Okay, we'll go for an egg hunt, and I've turned Bosco off.
Rock on! Rock and stone to the bone!
I'm aiming for the mouth there. Yeah. Okay. Come here, Molly. Good girl. I hear a grunt somewhere. He keeps he keeps screaming at me, but I can't see him. He's been screaming for a while. Is there any more nitra? No. Loot bug there though. Ah, they're down there. Look. Okay. Okay. Miles. Chembolts are especially great for corridors like this, you know, where all the bugs are in a tight space together. Okay, so make sure nothing's gonna sneak up on me here. Okay, come here, Moles. Bodkin points doesn't do much damage against Praetorians. However, see here, it bounces off. So I'm doing a little bit of damage. But it's bouncing off them and hitting 2 more enemies. Like here, I can just Bodkin point and do damage to the prey. And take 2 of the grunts with it. Leech. I think there's one directly above as well. I'm going to see if I can see how PCF works. It's okay, I'm aiming like that deliberate. There it is. I'm aiming like that deliberate to show where PCF. Hang on. See? That's why I use PCF instead of splash damage. The damage over time is ridiculous. Okay, work carefully because there might be another leech somewhere. I'll calm down, you. I'm not coming for you. Oh. Oh, another spitballer. I actually didn't see that. That was silly. Too busy looking at leeches. I forgot to look for actual enemies. Okay. Where is the other egg? Ah. Oh. Ah. It's right there. Where is the other egg? Right, right there. Okay. What's that web spitter? There's a web spitter somewhere as well.
Getting more ammo.
No, I'm okay. Okay.
Let there be light. Prepare to shine.
Okay. here, Molly. Yeah. Okay, usually I'd get the gunk seeds and the minerals. I mean, they're all there, but I'm just demonstrating the build here, so I think we're just gonna deal with this swarm and then get out of here. And I think that's pretty much the swarm, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna go for the supply yet. There we go. There we go. And we are out of here. Where we're going? Oh, it's right here. Nice. Yeah, might as well while I'm here. Oh, take this with me. Oh, acid spitter. Let me lead them away from that thing. Okay. Where's my... Here it is. Oops. Okay, we are.
That's one for the books. Retrieving escape pod.
I love this game. So we had 2 supplies there, so we could have got the gunk seeds and the minerals and whatnot easily. And now we have my combat scout loadout, so you can see there it works. Okay, I'm back from the mission. I'm going to have a nice mug of Black Luck Lager, my favourite Schizo beer. Yummy! So put in the comments, what do you think about my combat scout build, my F everything build, my genocide everything in the cave build? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know either way. Feel free to steal it and try it yourself and tweak it. If you happen to improve it, please do come back and put it in the comments. But this is my favourite build, the closest I have to a main build, really, and it's one that I use really just to drop in on random lobbies, to be honest, these days, because I like getting better with other builds, because if you remember, I started my original series to get out of that hole where I just had one build and stuck with it for months and months and months. So I try and force myself to use other builds, but this is my get out of jail free card build. I'm not losing a mission with this build. And hopefully nor will you. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll upload another one with my Medic Scout build. Good luck in the Cape of Huxies. Bye bye. Bye bye. They don't pay you enough, Lloyd.